Hello world. This is vlog number 3. Quick catch up on where we are. First of all, I want to thank all the contributors to our crowdfunding campaign. This is really new for me. I've never done a crowdfunding campaign before, and it's has challenges all its own. Before I went into academia, I used to work doing advertising production, but a crowdfunding campaign is a different animal in certain ways from doing the kind of work I did before, working on images for big campaigns. It's a lot about personal connection and all of that. So I want to just take a minute to thank the contributors to our campaign. First of all, starting from the most recent, thank you, Joe, for making a great donation to the campaign. He's someone I know from way back, a friend of my parents and mother and stepfather, and it's really great. Thanks a lot. Want to thank Franz for coming in. He's another good old friend, and it's great to get your support. He's also working on spreading the word, so thank you, Franz. Crystal and Dan both coming in. Dan's my brother. Crystal is his partner. And it's thanks so much for joining in. Karen, a friend of Regina's, she came in. We've got my father John came in, thank you, and also Marcy, his partner, thanks both. And of course, Beth and Steve, my mother and stepfather, thank you so much for supporting, and they're also helping to spread the word, as I mentioned. So that's been really great. So that's who we've got so far. Wait a minute, is there anyone else? No, I think I think we had some more. Let me see here. Yeah, Bernhard and Julia came in. And who else do we have? Then, hmm, and then we have a couple of anonymous people who've come in. So we're up to 14 contributions so far. So getting the goal now is to get up to 20. Hopefully that will happen soon. We need you. No donation too small, €1, whatever, $1. That's wonderful. We just have to show community support for what we're doing here. Okay, so with that done, I want to do a quick roundup on what's going on. As I mentioned last time, we're putting together this consortium for Horizon Bid, and yesterday I had a great talk with a group in Italy. They both do research on assistive technologies. They have years and years of experience for helping to find the best assistive technologies for people who need them. And they have just a real wealth of experience in a lot of different areas, from technical to working directly, to therapists, speech therapists, just a whole range of skills. So we're hopeful that they will be coming in on the bid. They would be a real asset. So that was what happened yesterday. In terms of building the product, yesterday was a little bit of a wrinkle, because I realized that the way that I was doing the imports from the imports were a little ugly, and I have to rewrite the whole system with the fast API, basically how data is coming in and out of the system. I have to redo it so that the labeling is better. It ends up it has to be very specific to get the information in, and I have to redo it so it's more general. Luckily we haven't really built the individual little applications yet, so even though it's not absolutely necessary, I decided better to bite the bullet and do it now rather than later. So refactoring, not my favorite thing to do. I'm really excited to start really building the apps, and yet here I am back working on the infrastructure and trying to get rid of some of the little but I think it's important for the long term for the usability. It'll make it a lot simpler for other developers who are working with the schemas, which defines what data goes in and what data goes out from each one of the modules, and that's really the key to making this work smoothly. So I got to do it now and make it prettier. So that's what I'm doing today. Hopefully I can get that knocked out fairly quickly. And there's a little bit of a workflow issue there. I'm not sure whether it's better to just to kind of quickly redo the 25 of them, or to just do one, I guess I'm gonna just do one, get that working, and then move on. In terms of other work, let's see what else is going on. I have a new background here. I've moved over, as I said, my son, who's all into media, he says he's set up this little set. It's a whiteboard back there, and I have a new light that he brought over. A whiteboard which in the near future I'll start drawing pictures on so I can explain things that we're talking about. So I guess that's probably the update for today. One other extremely minor note, I posted a video either yesterday or the day before, and in that video I mentioned the law firm that's going to be helping us pro bono to put together the nonprofit organization. And then after I had posted that video, so I guess that must have been a few days ago, after I posted that, I got a form for them to sign, and in there it said that I need express written consent for any mention of their name. I brought this up, they didn't even know it was in there, but I think this has to do with German regulation about that pro bono services can't be advertised. So I had to re-edit the video to take their name out. So I really appreciate their help they were giving. We met with them yesterday for the first time, and they're really excited about the project. They're really excited to be in an AI for good, which almost sounds like an oxymoron these days, because it seems like most use of AI these days seems to be promising to fire people or to lower wages or to find new ways to do harm to people. So I think they really appreciate what we're trying to do of using AI to really try and improve people's lives, and that's what we're about. I've from the when I started my PhD, I from the beginning was really interested in how AI, the promise of AI to help ease people's ability to do hard things, and it's not as easy as you might think. The stuff is, it's magic in some ways, but in other ways it really isn't. In some ways, you got to be able to figure out how to do it without it, and I'm not sure that so far it's so often proven to be able to do things that people can't do. It just sometimes reduces the effort, but sometimes it doesn't. So that's what we're trying to do with this project, is to solve a real problem, which is people's communication needs, people who don't have other good tools to help with this communication. One other thing that came up, I'm skipping around here, but with this talk with this guy, I'm not going to mention because they're not confirmed as a consortium member, but once they've signed on, I might mention, and I'll devote a day to talking about the bid. He brought up the issue that we should really start designing individual systems as soon as possible for real people. And I think that's a great point, because having something that really helps one person is enormously better than having something that sort of but not really helps 1,000 people. Like, if you can make a real difference in someone's life, that is real, that is meaningful. So I think we'll put that into the bid, and we'll start really focusing. We'll get some use cases, and we'll start designing systems from the beginning for individual people. We'll have to make sure there's some diversity there. However, with the people we're targeting, every one of them is different, just like everyone is different. So their needs, by the very nature, will be different from each other. So I think that's a great suggestion. I'm really looking forward to doing that. And in fact, right now we're focusing on cloud platform for the system so that it will, work with a phone or tablet. But I've been very interested from the beginning of doing it, building it edge with devices, and I think this process will hopefully move us a lot faster into that direction. But of course, that's a question. Like, not everyone's going to want edge devices. There are people who are really just going to want it to be working on a phone or on a tablet. So that'll be part of the process. If hopefully everything goes well, we get that funding, 4 years. Oh, that would be amazing. So that's where we are now. Thank you so much. This is vlog number 3, and now it's time to get to some code. Okay. Hope you're well, and till next time. Bye-bye.